I look semi-normal. Half the face on. Hey guys, it's Valentine's Day as I'm filming this, but I am kind of over pink eye looks, so I'm just gonna do a normal makeup look, and I'm gonna make it up as I go, and I have no clue what this is gonna be. But I do know that I'm going to be trying out a new foundation. So I will talk through this tutorial as I go, and just give you my first impressions. I'm also trying the Beauty Blender Thing by Real Techniques. So first I'm going to prime my face with the Nivea Men Sensitive Formula Aftershave Balm. Don't ask me why it works, I don't know, but it is phenomenal, so we're just gonna go with it. Next, I'm gonna go in with this foundation that I've never tried, and we're gonna see how it looks. It is the EDC1 Invisiwear Liquid Foundation in the shade F100. I'm just gonna pump this on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna try one pump for now. And then I'm gonna dot it all over my face and blend it in with the Beauty Blender. I really hope this matches me, because if it doesn't, that's gonna be really upsetting. And it looks like it might be a little dark, but we're just gonna go with it. Honestly, I am just not used to the beauty blenders. Like, I'm having a difficult time. So I'm gonna mix my MAC Pro Longwear foundation and see if it makes a difference, because I think this is a little bit too pink for me. So I have the MAC Pro Longwear foundation in the shade NW15, so I'm just gonna mix that with the Invisiwear and then try a little more, because I feel like the coverage isn't that fantastic right now. And I'm just gonna mix that with a plain old foundation brush. Well, I definitely think it's a couple shades too dark for me. You can even see that on camera. I might have to save this for like the summer, but I'll lighten it up a little bit with a lighter powder. Oh well, I tried. I'm really not sure how I feel about it. Honestly, I've really only used like one foundation that I really liked, and I just stick to MAC. I can't let it go. I feel like this is more difficult than it should be. Also, I don't know if you can see this right here, but I have like a pink stain on my face because yesterday there was the women's basketball like pink game where everyone has the breast cancer logo on everything and they play in pink jerseys, and they had a face painting station, and I got my face painted with a little ribbon, but now I can't get the stain to go away, and the foundation is even having a hard time covering it, so that's just great. Okay, you know what, I'm going for a neutral look today because it's not going my way yet. But I think I'm going to put fake lashes on because I love my fake lashes. Next, I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW20. So I'm just going to pump like half a pump on the back of my hand. And then to apply that and blend it out, I am using a MAC Duo Fiber Stippling Brush. The number, which escapes me because it wore off. I've had this brush for so long. I'm just going to pop that under my eyes really fast. Because Mom is looking tired. AF. Ooh, where'd the light go? Lighting, come back. Like, do you see what I mean about the foundation shade? I feel like I look pink on camera. It's okay. We'll change that when we powder in a second. Yo, I'm looking pink. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna fix that, like, now. So, taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light Plus and this powder brush, I'm just gonna set literally all of my face, except for my under eye area. So hopefully this kind of counteracts some of the pinkness in that foundation because it's killing me right now. We made too many I'm not gonna bake, actually, no. We're gonna bake today. Today's a baking kind of day. Under my eyes, I'm taking my actual beauty blender, the one that I only use for powder, and we're gonna bake under the eyes. If you don't know what baking is, it is essentially taking a loose powder and packing it over your concealer under your eyes, like just packing it on there like nobody's business. You will look insane for like 10 or 15 minutes. And basically the oils in your skin come through and absorb some of that powder, and then after 15 minutes or so, you brush away the excess, and it prevents creasing under your eyes, like from when you smile. And it also just leaves a really smooth finish, and it brightens up that area a lot. Like, as you can see, I'm using a white looking translucent powder, which it's colorless though, so by the time I wipe away this excess, it gives a brightening effect. It doesn't make my face white. So you're gonna look like this for like 10 minutes, but it's okay. This is the Ben Nye Neutral Set Colorless Powder. Leave it out though, whatever translucent powder you have, because we're also gonna bake our contour, which I will explain when I get there. But right now we're just baking the under eyes, so it's all you got to worry about for right now. I'm gonna move on to the eyes. Actually, eyebrows. Let's move on to eyebrows. So I first just took the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush with the number 12 brush and used the spoolie side to brush through my brows, and then I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown to do the rest of my eyebrows. The thing about this is it's really, really pigmented, so like when I dip my brush in, I have to wipe it off on the back of my hand before I even use it. So I like to start toward the tail end and extend it first, and then work my way back toward the front. One eyebrow done, one eyebrow done, and I'll just do the other one off camera. How is one eyebrow always better than the other? The right one's falling short today. Bro, my hands are so cold, I can barely hold on to this brush. Eyes, so I will zoom y'all in. So for my eyes today, I'm mostly going to be using the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies palette. They totally don't list the colors, but I'm going to look them up and see if they list them online. Before I even start that, I'm going to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eyeshadow Primer. I'm going to apply that with a foundation brush. It is so hard to keep my eye in frame right now. Oh my god. We're going to try our best. And then I'm just going to give that a second to set in. So taking a standard old fluffy brush, I am going to dip into this shade right here. And if I find the names of these, I will insert them in text or something. And I'm just going to pop that into the crease. It's like a warm orangey shade. I really like it. I think it works for a lot of looks. I've used this with like blues, I've used it with purples, I've used it with pink and gold. It's just like the perfect warm crease color. And like it's orangey, but it doesn't come off super orangey unless you pair it with something that's gonna bring out that orange. Yeah, just pop that in the crease and blend it out. Then I'm going to go into my BH Cosmetics Essential Eyes to Go 6 color eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to pick up the shade in the top row right in the middle. You know those like really cheap foam things that come in palettes? I'm just going to use that to put that color all over the mobile eyelid, which is the part of the eye that you see like when you look up. So like, you know how you can see it when I look forward like this? That's what you want. So I'm gonna put that all up in there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I am then going to take a flat brush, any flat eyeshadow brush, and then go in with the gold color in the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies palette. It's the only gold one there. And I'm just gonna pack that right in the middle of the lid. I am not in frame, sorry. Right in the center. To brighten that ish up. So then I'm just going to take a matte brown color and I am going to blend that in the outer part of the crease. And don't worry about any fallout because having that translucent powder under your eyes is going to basically catch all of it, so then you can just wipe it away at the end. So if you're using a shadow that's like has a lot of fallout, you can just deal with it later, no biggie. So after you place that on the outer V, you can go ahead and blend it out a little bit more with that fluffy brush we used at the beginning with the burnt orange color. And that is basically the top eye makeup. I'm going to do the other eye, zoom out, and then get back to you in just a second. So I got the other eye done. Now I'm just going to take a very fluffy brush and brush off the bake, all the excess powder from that bake. So we are literally just swiping it away along with any fallout. Oh, I'm covering my face. Along with any fallout that may have resided on your cheekbones. Yeah, I look semi-normal. This is a weird order, but I go in a weird order usually. I'm gonna go into contouring because I want to bake the contour, and the baking takes time, and then I want to use the other steps that I have to finish on my eyes. Trust me, this is not the end of it. So basically, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer in the light medium shade, and I'm gonna take the BH Cosmetics number 124 brush, dipping it in the contour, in the bronzer, and knocking off the excess powder. And then on my contour. So I'm going under my cheekbones, by my temples, and along the hairline on my forehead, but just in like these two corners. I don't have a big forehead, so I don't need to shrink it. If you have a small forehead, you don't want to put a lot of bronzer or contour in those areas, because the point of it is wherever you contour, it makes it disappear. So like you put it under your cheekbones because you want that space to disappear and create a shadow under your actual cheekbones, which is why highlight goes here to bring out that space, and the contour goes here to kind of make it shrink away. So if you have a smaller forehead, you don't want to put bronzer all over your forehead because it'll make it look even smaller. If you don't like the shape of your forehead because it's too big, go ham on the bronzer because you do you, boo-boo. This breast cancer ribbon stain is still there. I know you probably can't see it that well on camera, but like, it's literally showing through my foundation and everything, and it's pissing me off. It's okay though, all for a good cause. From a distance, it looks like a weird pink splotch. So then I'm not going to contour my nose, but I want to bring some of that color to the center of my face, so I'm just dragging a little bit of bronzer down the sides, just so I don't look like Casper in the center, and really dark on the sides. So I want to deepen that a little bit. I have a darker bronzer that I don't normally use, but we're going to use it today. It is the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster in the medium to dark shade. I am not medium to dark, so I don't, oh no, the battery's gonna die. If it stops recording, I'll stop my makeup and come back later. So I'm taking the number 128 brush from BH Cosmetics because it's smaller. I'm gonna dip it into that bronzer and go ahead and deepen the contour a little. And that looks crazy on camera, so we are gonna blend it out with the powder brush we used from earlier. Okay, so you're blended. We're gonna bake that contour. The point of baking your contour is essentially to sharpen up that line. So I am just dipping that Ben Nye colorless neutral set powder into the cap. I'm taking a foam wedge makeup sponge. So I'm just going to dip that into the loose powder. And so I plugged in the camera. But I just finished the baking, so I just took the makeup sponge and, like I said, sharp line from like, I don't know. I guess when you make the like fish face, just underneath your cheekbone, wherever you want that line to be, it is your prerogative, to be honest. So it's been sitting there for like 10 minutes while I let the camera charge because I thought that I wasn't able to film while it was charging, but it works. So I'm just gonna take that same fluffy brush that I used to wipe off the bake under my eyes and wipe off the excess. cheekbones. While I'm zoomed out, I'm going to highlight and blush because I don't want to deal with the zoom function anymore. I'm taking the Mary Lou Luminizer by The Balm and my highlighting brush from BH Cosmetics. So I'm just going to dip that in, tap off the excess, and then highlight the high points of my face, aka above my cheekbone. Also, it's Valentine's Day, so we're gonna glow like a disco ball. I'm going to take some up above my brow bone as well. And then I'm going to use my pinky, dip it into the product, and just very lightly highlight the tip of my nose, and then drag the excess down the bridge of my nose. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to apply it right on my chin. And then I'm gonna highlight the crap out of the Cupid's bow, like a lot of it. Half of it will get covered in lipstick later. It's okay. I am taking the blush in the center of the bottom row of the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies palette, applying this with my angled blush brush from BH Cosmetics. Tapping off the excess as per usual, and placing that right in between the bronzer and the highlight. Blending it up and back toward my temple. I'm going to take my Duo Fiber large stippling brush from BH Cosmetics and just blend everything together so that it is seamless and flawless and Beyonce worthy. The base is done, so I'm going to go ahead and set it with MAC Fix Plus Spray. Now I'm going to zoom you back in, we're going to finish out the eyes, pop on some fake lashes, and then I'll do lips last. Taking the shade we placed in the crease first, so like that burnt orangey color, and running that under our lower lash line. And you're going to want to connect that to the eyeshadow on the top lid. And it can be pretty messy, it's a pretty smoky look. So after you've got that one down, then you are going to go in with the shade right next to it in the palette, which I don't think we really used in the first step, but it's looking appealing today. On the outer part of the lower lash line, right there, darken it up a little. Perfect. So on the inner part of our lid, we're going to go back into that 6 Shadow Essential Eyes palette that we used on the upper lid, and taking that same middle shade from the top row, we are going to put that on our lower lash line. And then to finish it off in the inner part, we're going to place that gold color from the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies palette. Next, I'm going to attempt to do eyeliner on camera without screwing up. Okay. I want to do the other eye. I'll be right back. Taking the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced Cosmetics. I have the itty bitty sample size, but I love it. I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my upper lashes. And then for my lower lashes, I'm going to be using the MAC Waterproof False Lashes Mascara. So if you are not a fan of fake eyelashes, you can go ahead and leave the eyes like this, but I'm going to go ahead and apply some of those. I just apply the glue on the lash band, like so, and then give it a second to get tacky. And then once they're on there, one thing I like to do is to push the inner corner down and the outer corner up. This is the fake eyelash and the not fake eyelash. You can obviously tell the difference. I just like the way they look. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm so used to wearing them at this point that I don't even notice when they're on. So I'll do the other eye and I will be right back. Got a new Marc Jacobs lipstick, so we're just gonna see how it goes. It's in the shade Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Finish it off with the gloss. It is getting so dark. I'm so sorry. So I'm just taking a MAC gloss in the shade Modest. Thanks for watching, you guys. Sorry about the lighting. I know it got really messed up at the end, but this is the final look. I really like it. I had some issues with the foundation, but you know, it's okay. Trial and error. So, yeah. If you like this look, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Like, subscribe if you wish. And you may or may not be seeing more beauty tutorials from me in the future. So, yeah. Bye.